Welcome back to the Rhode Show this morning in the Buzz. Tonight is a big night for American Idol as Ellen finally takes the judges panel. But even as season 9 is just beginning, people are already looking ahead to next season without Simon and speculating about his replacement. The latest to throw their hat into the ring, can you believe it? Howard Stern.
I believe it.
Stern announced yesterday on his SiriusXM satellite radio show that he's considering leaving radio to become a judge on AI. He says, in part, and this is typical of him, there's not a better job on the planet than judging that expletive karaoke contest. And according to Page 6, American Idol producers are eager to hire Howard Stern to replace Simon. Stern has been vocal about the fact that his radio contract is up in January. And by the way, he makes $100 million a year. So it looks like Idol would be one of those few spots that could actually compete with that kind of salary.
Now, if I may start, this is genius. And I'll tell you why on two fronts. XM and Sirius are owned by Liberty Media, and they have been in bankruptcy, so they may go belly up. If they go belly up, Howard's $100 million goes belly up. Who better than to be on Idol than the Howard Stern? Oh, man.
But could he control himself? I mean, for so long.
Listen, if I'm the mother of a 12-year-old who loves American Idol and all of a sudden Howard Stern is going to be one of the judges, I would seriously, I would watch a couple of the episodes or at least DVR them before I let my child sit in front of live television with Howard Stern on the bench.
You'd be surprised what your 12-year-old's listening to in rap music.
Well,
but does it? But for the fact of American Idol, does it change the idea that it's a family show and kind of shift it to something where, you know, like Michelle is saying, you might be a little bit more cautious?
We're automatically assuming that Howard Stern is going to be the Howard Stern that we hear on Sirius Radio, and I don't think he will be.
Well, he can't be.
He can't be, you know, not on Fox.
Right,
but we do remember,
and that's my point.
Right, but we do remember who he was on broadcast radio, and that was even still pushing the envelope.
Well, that's what he does, and that's what Fox does all across the board. They push the envelope. I think it's genius.
I think it is a smart move on his part because, you know, he's making this huge salary. If he wants to continue making that huge salary, there are very few outlets that are as successful and have the kind of resources, you know, that
could pay him that kind of money.
Exactly. I don't know what it'll do for the dynamic, but I do think, you know, if you're looking for that snarky, honest, off-the-cuff kind of judge.
Could you see him and Ellen going at it?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Oh, please.
Totally. It could be.
It would be another Simon and Paula.
And I remember you saying that, you know, American Idol without Simon is not going to do too well, but this could be the one choice where it could, right?
You know what? And I feel stupid because I never even gave it a thought. I think it's genius. I think it's genius. I'd sign him tomorrow.
I have to say, I think it's really interesting that Ellen starts tonight on Idol. It's going to be neat to see her dynamic, and I think that Howard Stern, you know, would bring in the viewers.
I think Howard, I don't know how well she's going to do, but I do know this, and I believe this. If they were to bring on Howard Stern, he would bring the best out in her.
Well, I also think that she has the kind of comic relief that maybe the show is lacking a little bit. You know, you had that dynamic between Ryan and Simon that, you know, was kind of serious, kind of not so serious. So I think with her having that, the funny element, you've got Paula for the, you know, Paula and Randy who have had the musical background, and then Howard who is just going to tell it like it is.
Who's just Howard, man.
And Vince should be his agent. You're pushing so hard for him.
You know, give me 2%. That's all I want now. 2%. I think it's genius. I just keep saying it.
Hey,
genius.
Courtney, I'm curious what you think. Do you think Howard Stern would make a good judge on AI?
I think so. I'm going to get yelled at by the bloggers, though, because they totally do not agree. I think he would because he's so controversial. You know, you never know what he's going to say, and it'd make for great television. But maybe we can just give him a year, see how that goes, work it out. But here's what some of our friends on the live blog are saying right now. There's so many to read. Let me see if I can blow through them. This one is from Erin S. She says, I don't watch Idol, but if I did, I wouldn't watch with Howard Stern. Lisa says, I never really cared for Howard Stern, but he is brutally honest, so he might be a good one for it. Evan says, I do not think he would be a good judge for Idol. If there was a showdown, you know, to become a new DJ for the radio, I would be all for that. And Susie Q says, I don't think he'll be an asset. They would have to bleep out too much. And that is true, so we'll see what happens. Here's our poll on FoxProvidence.com. Do you think Howard Stern would make a good Idol judge? A, yes, the show needs his brutal honesty. Or B, no, what does he know about music? So you can weigh in there or sound off on our Facebook page if you happen to be checking your status in your inbox there today. Anthony Brooks does think Howard would be the best candidate because he's been in the music business for many years and knows a lot about talent. And Corey Freitas said he'd be great. Definitely wouldn't be boring. So we have both sides as usual, which is so interesting. The Facebook fans are always yay and the live blogs are nay. So I'll be back at the end of the show with your poll results to see what you all finally said. But for now, back to the kitchen. Lily, what's going on?